everyone, it's Candice Blum from XR Recruitment. I hope you all are well and had an amazing week. Guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please like and subscribe now before we start today's session. Today's going to be a quick one. I mean, it's a Friday, so I'm not going to bore you with too much detail, but I actually just want to follow up on the few pointers I gave you on how to prepare for an interview. So that was obviously just a few questions that a hiring manager would ask you. Yeah, so guys, you have to determine whether this position that you're applying for is actually suited to your liking and not just for the hiring manager. So when the hiring manager or the interviewer asks you if you have any questions for them, your answer has to be yes. So let me just run through a few of the questions. I'll give you a little bit of detail as to what kind of answers you may expect. But yeah, let's run through that. Okay, the first question that you should ask is what you expect from the team members in this position. Okay, so basically your hiring manager would give you a bit of insight as to what they expect from you and what you'll be doing. So it's very important because you need to understand what their expectations are. Apart from the job description, their expectations of someone else, for instance, that is in that position, they may actually give you a bit of detail as to say, well, okay, so-and-so is in this position and this is what they do and this is what I expect. And yeah, that just kind of gives you a bit of a rundown as to what you'll be doing in that position. Okay, the next question would be, will those expectations change over time? Now, this is going to obviously give you some insights as to future potentials within the company. However, it's a very tricky question for employers because if they do disclose some sort of changes in the current job description, for instance, that means it now opens doors to conversations of salary. And will I receive an increased salary once I get these added duties or whatever the case is? So that question is a little bit of a tricky one, and some employers may find a bit of difficulty answering it in the sense where, like I say, they don't really want to talk about salary. But I mean, it could be as simple as opportunities of growth as well within the company. It could be opportunities of, climbing the ladder. So it is a question that has to be asked. Okay, so the next question would be what your typical day would be like at the company. This would explain what your basic schedule would be like, your day-to-day, what the operations are like in the company. Get the hiring manager to speak about what the person in the current position, where if it is a new position, obviously they will not be able to do this, but if you are taking over someone else's position, then get the hiring manager to speak about what that person, what their day is like. Focus more on the atmosphere of the company and the people. Okay, question number 4. Where do you see the company in the next 5 years? Now, this question is quite important because this tells you how stable the company is. And as much as stability, it also shows the hiring manager that you are very serious about the company and you are wanting to build a long-lasting relationship with the company, that you're a loyal employee. So it is a very good question for both ends. It looks good on your end, and it's also helpful for you to understand how stable the company is, because I mean, in these times, you need to know that you are joining a company that is stable. Also, if you've left a previous position to start a new position and you find out that this company is actually not that stable and maybe they are retrenching, I don't know, one of their operation departments or whatever the case is, it becomes a little bit, of a red flag. Okay, the last question would be, is there anything in my background or my CV that makes you question whether I am a good fit for this role? That's a very, very good question to end off with because it leaves you with a little bit more confidence as to where you stand in this interviewing process. So it's a nice way to end your interview. So basically, I mean, I can't really tell you details of what they're going to tell you, depending on how the interview went, but you would be able to gauge a little bit more into where you stand. There might be a little bit more questions that you would like to ask, which may be specific to a role that you're applying for. So, these are just basic guidelines, and I hope that it has helped. That would obviously just conclude your interviewing process. Like I've mentioned to you guys before, if there is anything else that you'd like me to discuss, please drop it in the comments, and I will work on some new content for you and do another video. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for your time. I hope that my videos are helping you guys out there for finding new jobs, and I just hope I can continue keeping you guys informed and keeping you tuned to my channel. But yeah, thanks guys.